Hey, Speedwinghere here. We got a new Fire Emblem! And I wasn't even in the country. Apologies that I'm a bit late on this, but I was giving myself liver failure in Hungary when I get a little buzz buzz on my phone, and it finally happened. Now, I would like to start with I am looking forward to the big apologies from all the people saying Fire Emblem 4 Remake was definitely happening and telling me I was coping. Oh, you can just send me an email. You can send me an email, upload a video of you just apologizing for lying. Anyway, it's Free Houses, or at least it's the same sort of vein as Free Houses from the looks of it, which I did predict. I did say that this is the most likely outcome for the next Fire Emblem game, and unfortunately, not the one that I really wanted. I'm not going to suddenly turn around and pretend now like, oh, actually, I loved Free Houses all along. I am a bit gutted about this. However, I'm willing to come into this with a completely open mind. I'm going to approach the game as optimistically as possible. You know, the things I don't like about Free Houses are the school setting, which we seem to have moved away from, and the gameplay. And, well, as I go through the trailer, I will pause and give my thoughts on these initial glimpses of gameplay as we go. But anyway, let's just get into it. I'll probably just, play the video and then pause and chat. I don't know. I've never done something like this before. Okay. Hopefully this will be fine and well like this. And I wish I'd been able to catch this live. The arena concerns me, by the way. The fact that this sets place in an arena makes me really concerned that they're just going to do, endless maps on the same map, and they'll just add a few extra walls and stuff. They'll be like, oh, it's time for round 2 of the tournament. Time to do another map in the same big open arena. I really hope I'm wrong on that. And to be fair, they do show a few more locations in this, but it has the potential there, unfortunately. Got Lear's parents. Not Fire Emblem without a green-haired mannequin with pointy ears.
Draw now upon your strength.
Okay, so this is our character. Wait, let me pull that back. So I've not actually really been able to follow a lot of this while I was away on holiday. So this is a semi-blind reaction, really. You know, I watched this trailer once, drunk in a pub. So this is the main character, some people were saying. I know some people seem to think otherwise, but not a big fan of the looks. I don't know. I guess it's not red and blue, so people won't cry and stomp their feet. But I don't know. Young kid with dreadlocks, blue dreadlocks.
Hold fast to the...
There's the evil vizier. You got to have the evil vizier, the hot evil vizier. That is a Fire Emblem staple.
Devotion in your beating heart.
Alucard. Okay, this is probably my favorite character, at least from what I remember when I watched this before. Yeah, he's got a hero's relic, which is kind of confusing if people were saying that this is a prequel. But I'm not that well versed on the deep house's lore. I'll need to get Axum to explain it to me or something. But I was under the impression that the hero relics are all tied to after Nemesis. So if this is set before Nemesis, how does he have a hero relic? Or is it not? Is it set in between? Is it somewhere completely entirely different? He just happens to have one. I can't half get the sinking feeling. It's just hey, remember these from Free Houses? Maybe they'll explain it.
Hear me now as I declare that the heroic games...
4 characters that they're very heavily showcasing. I'm pretty sure even the thumbnail for the trailer has the 4 of them. So, you got to have the Free Lords. How do we one up the Free Lords of Free Houses? Oh, I know, do 4. Genius. Give that man a promotion.
Be gone!
The next one will have 5 main characters. Game looks okay. The cutscene fidelity is fine. This glasses girl is potentially an avatar if one of these 4 isn't. I think the chances of having an avatar are so much higher than not. I've seen a lot of people coping, saying, oh, there's no avatar. Who's this girl? This girl who looks suspiciously like she could be an avatar. I think we might potentially get another trailer that will then show this being a customizable avatar, perhaps. I don't know, we'll see. Yay! A big bloody Somniel Monastery again. Can't have a Fire Emblem game without one of those. My gameplay is enriched by running past the low poly fruit stall. At least it's better than the Free Houses one that is just a flat 2D image. I'm not thrilled about this. I think it was kind of inevitable, especially in a Free Houses sequel, that they would do another big monastery. It looks like this is more like a city instead. Just got to hope that the Switch 2 has fast loading times and there's good fast travel. You know, like Engage was fine because you could fast travel with very minimal loading screens. Whereas Free Houses made you want to kind of drag your nails off as you waited to get anywhere.
I only want to fight so I can save my father's life.
I will say, the textures here, this is a big step down graphically from Engage. And I know people go, how could he say that? It looks like Free Houses. That means it looks amazing. No, but look at the actual quality of the textures. Look at that wall on the left. And look at the symbols at the top of that gate. And even just the rocks in the background. Very not good looking, especially as this is the trailer for shall we dropping off the game, and some of the textures are already looking kind of like blurry messes. Doesn't fill me with hope. Okay, here we go. Actual gameplay. About time. This looks bad. I'm sorry, but this doesn't look good. Where's the terrain? Where is the terrain? Of all the maps they could have showed as the first, like, here's the gameplay, this is not good. Player characters are just standing in a line, in an L shape, in a big open square. There's a couple of walls that, you know, don't do anything except for look pretty. And if you take a look at the mini-map in the top right corner, right, look at how many enemies there are in the top left. There's about 15 enemy units crammed into one open square with two little walls in it. Very concerning that this might be a Juggernaut enemy phase game again, just based on that enemy placement and density alone. Okay. Bronze Spear with 44 crit is kind of nuts, not going to lie. However, I do like the chicken jockey. I do quite like the chicken jockey. I think it's, you know, it's fun. Notice it says Flying Orneus Rider, so I suppose he's kind of like got a like both a land mount and a flying mount. He might be able to swap between the two. Look at the Thundercloud Knight on the right, though. The portrait is just a black void. Like, come on now. We can't go backwards from the last game. Just a black void is kind of underwhelming. I mean, I like the idea of chariot riders. I think what I like about the idea of chariot riders is if they're implemented like ballistas in the older games, where you can actually mount them with your archers. I don't know if that's the case. I don't think so, because it says charioteer. It's just a thought. They've somehow made the doubling UI even weirder than Engage's one. I don't know why you can't just put ×2. I don't like the whole 44, 100 twice. It's like just say ×2. It's a lot simpler. A lot simpler. Oh, get him! Chicken jockey. I'm sure that everyone's made like 50 jokes.
What I seek
that
is
I was
a great
away.
strength.
Give me a break.
An
I'm
unyielding
sure I'm not the
strength
first
for
one
any
to come
foe.
to kick chicken jockey.
Sheer strength to uphold
Her
the
headdress
faith
looks a
I
bit
hold
silly,
dear.
but the actual
Above
quality of the
all.
cutscene. I'm getting more and more concerned with each map I see. What's this again? It's another big empty square. There's a bit of terrain, but it's around the edges. It's not where the player units are. It's not when the enemy units are. So it's just kind of set dressing. Very concerning so far that this is just like, you know, if people want to moan about Dark Deity having empty squares, this is no different, really. Gambits and combat arts and all that is back. I'm not the biggest fan of those personally. You know, I don't really think spamming Hunter's Volley 5 times is particularly interesting, but, you know, maybe they might improve on it. Maybe they might, like, balance it a bit better. Yeah, this map looks a bit suspect. Also, if this attack hits, inflict immobilize on foes with 109 hit, and it hits in a
I need the
line.
strength to lead my people.
It looks like it even hits in
Strength
a
enough
box.
for a queen.
I mean, very strong. Very, very strong. Yeah, Alucard. He really is just like Alucard doing a Xander cosplay from Conquest. He's by far my favorite looking character, and I'm sure I'm not going to be the only one in that opinion. Although he definitely screams of will betray you. Okay. This is a better map. Plenty of terrain. There's some movement going on. But what I actually want to talk about here, he's a level 37 Myrmidon. Level 37 Myrmidon. Like, what? Are they just not going to have, like, the standard 20 level? Odd. I mean, I know Free Houses had the whole, you know, you unlock your classes and move into them thing, but we're not in an academy anymore. So, like, what, are they just going to get military qualifications or something? No. But level 37 Myrmidon, just, I don't know. When I saw that, it was just a bit dubious. Something I really, really don't like, and I hope it just means something else. You see in the very bottom left, there's a raining cloud. Do not bring back rain. No one wants rain. I really hope that it's not. I really hope that that's just something else. That just means like wet floor or something.
It is
also, him having warp is great. Him having warp is so strong.
With this blade.
His animations look pretty. The animations do look pretty good. I'll give them that.
There's
The
a man
animations
I
do look
hate
good.
so much that simply killing him will not satisfy me.
A map that actually looks all right. This map actually looks fine. There is a lot of empty space, but the enemies are located amongst the terrain and amongst the different like parts of the walls and stuff. Summons a demonic beast once per map for HP. Kind of nuts. That sounds pretty strong. A summoner, one of your main characters is a summoner. She's called a hunter for some reason. But yeah, for 11 HP, you can have your own demonic beast for a whole map. And, you know, what's the cost? You just use a vulnerary afterwards or something, or have a heal staff use. 20% avoid in the woods. That's actually pretty good. I kind of prefer, personally, when terrain gives a little bit of defense. It's not bad. Not being able to tell so far if there's any weapon triangle, that's something that's actually quite important for me, personally. I know that weapon triangle barely ever does much in the games, but it not existing in Free Houses is incredibly noticeable, for me at least. So I'd love to see it come back in some form. But I don't know if we're going to get a chance to be able to determine that from this trailer.
For that reason, I refuse to die.
This demonic beast. I mean, it's so nuts. You guys are cool.
And now warm blood is served.
I cast gun. Not gonna lie, I really don't like this. We talked about on the podcast not that long ago. Actually, I think it was in the last episode. We talked about the possibility of guns in Fire Emblem. It was either that or the time before. And I think I did say that guns would be okay if they were like a metal tube that you cast fireball through, you know, something funny like that, a boomstick. That's just a handgun. She's just got a handgun. I know that there's all the weird Agarthan stuff. People like to say, oh, Engage looked too modern, and then the Agarthans had like flying robots and nukes, and now they got pistols. I really don't like this iteration, sadly. Alucard looks very cool here, though. Yeah, pistols. No thanks.
You think
Also, by the way, she was just using a pistol in melee range. I don't know what that's about. This character looks cool. This is is it Baphomet? Or no, Baphomet's the cow one. I can't remember who the cat Egyptian god is. But yeah, this character looks good.
I let you deny me
I like helmet characters. We don't get enough of them. He looks good.
my feelings?
I refuse to accept defeat. Not now!
Very Edelgard
For
pilled
those who
that
stand
moment.
upon the final stage, I shall grant whatever wish you may desire. So say I, the
I
divine
think it's
sovereign.
just, yeah,
That's I
cutscenes
vow
now
to
until the great reveal after the name drop. I bet everyone was very excited at this
The
bit
years
here.
were long,
This is the main bit I remember at the end of the
weren't
pub
they?
being like, okay, so it definitely is.
Have you forgotten
Definitely is a
me
prequel
so
/ sequel.
soon?
It's Sophis! Yay! And it could still even be either way, couldn't it? Because it's like prequel Sophis before she was locked into Byleth's head or whatever. Anyway, that's it. That's the trailer. Whoa. Get a big zoom in of my mug again. I probably was a little more negative there than positive. And that was always really going to be the case, I think, with a Three Houses sequel / prequel. I really hope that my initial gut reaction to some of these maps and how some of the weapons are looking and stuff is wrong. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope that the combat arts in particular, maybe they've done something with that to shake up the gameplay a bit. But yeah, I'll be following everything that happens. And like I said, despite my, mild distaste for some of the things I've seen, I'm going to keep as much of an open mind as possible. I'm going to try enter yet another positivity arc about this whole thing. Anyway, let me know what you thought about the trailer down below. Do you agree with some of my quiverings, or do you just say, are you just going to say, it's still better than Engage, though? Oh, yeah, at least the characters don't have blue and red hair. I like empty maps. Dear. All right. Until next time, I'll see you later.